The vote is open. The vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. Public hearing is open.
Thank you. Please read the caption.
Item number 125-01097, an ordinance by Councilmember Liliana Batiari, as substituted by Transportation Committee to rename a portion of Dixie Street Southeast to waive certain provisions of Section 138-8 of the City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances and for other purposes.
I see where we need to amend this one. After the review. Okay. So, okay, motion has been made. I second to close public hearing. We have officially no one to sign up to speak for a public hearing. So motion has been made to close. I second. Please open the vote.
On Amos. The vote is open. The vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. Public hearing is now closed. Mr. Chair, this item will need to be amended. The amendment attaches the ADOT Commissioner's written confirmation that City Code Section 138-8D1B and C have been completed by the department pursuant to Section 5 of the legislation.
Thank you. I motion to bring forward the amended item.
Second.
Motion has been made in second. Please open the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. The item has been amended.
The amended item is before us.
The recommended motion will be to approve as amended.
Second.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. This item is favorable as amended.
Thank you, sir. That takes us to communications.
Section G, Communications, item number 225C0044, a communication from Commissioner Solomon Cavanis IV, Atlanta Department of Transportation appointing Ms. Michelle Wynn to serve as a member of the City of Atlanta Americans with Disabilities Act Advisory Committee.
And the appointee is here. Ms. Wynn, how you doing? Please approach the mic, give us your name, just tell us a few things about you.
Good morning, Michelle Wynn. I am a program delivery director for the Atlanta Department of Transportation. I have worked with the city for over 20 years. I'm a resident of Council District 6. I previously lived in District 5. I am very happy to looking forward to working on this committee. As a former Girl Scout leader, I believe that you're supposed to leave a place better than you found it. So I'm always looking for opportunities to make the city a better place to live.
Second.
Item has been, motion has been made and seconded twice. That's good.
Thank you.
Please open the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 4 yeas, 0 nays. This item is favorable.
Congratulations, Ms. Wynn. And also been joined by our colleague Jason Dozier as well, Councilmember Dozier. That takes us to our consent agenda first reads.
Item number 325-01187, an ordinance by Transportation Committee waiving Part 2, Chapter 2, Article 10, Division 4, the Atlanta City Code, authorizing the mayor as designee on behalf of the Atlanta Department of Transportation to execute the Third Amendment to agreement number listed herein, 2021 LeMig Street Jefferson Project, Group 1 with Stewart Brothers Incorporated to add funding in amount not to exceed $6,601,890.03. All contractor work will be charged to and paid from the accounts listed herein and for other purposes. Item number 4, 2501188, an ordinance by Transportation Committee authorizing the mayor or designee on behalf of the Atlanta Department of Transportation to accept federal funding through the Atlanta Regional Commission and the Georgia Department of Transportation for the development of the South Downtown Pedestrian Enhancements Georgia Department of Transportation project number listed herein, an amount not to exceed $800,000.00 to amend the fiscal year 2025 intergovernmental grant fund budget by adding to anticipations and appropriations accepted funds in the amount of $2,800,000.00 to enter agreements with the Atlanta Regional Commission, Georgia Department of Transportation, Federal Transportation Administration, and any partner organization for acceptance, anticipation, appropriation, and implementation of funds and for other purposes. Item number 5, 2050-1189, an ordinance by Transportation Committee authorizing the mayor or designee on behalf of the Atlanta Department of Transportation to execute the third amendment to agreement number listed herein, 2021 LaMiggs Street Resurfacing Project Group 2 South with Magnum Paving Company Incorporated to add funding in amount not to exceed $5,939,221.84. All contract work will be charged to and paid from the fund, from the council listed herein and for other purposes. Item number 6, 2050-1190, an ordinance by Transportation Committee waiving the Code of Ordinance source selection provisions contained in Chapter 2, Article 10, Section 2-1187 of the City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances, as well as any other conflicting code provisions authorizing the mayor as need to execute Amendment Number 4 to the Airport Use and Lease Agreement with Delta Airlines Incorporated that allows the surrender and addition of certain space on Concourse B for design and construction of an airline club and related projects at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport for a reimbursable amount to Delta not to exceed $88,200,000.00. All contract work will be charged to and paid from the account numbers listed herein and for other purposes. Item number 7, 2050-1191, an ordinance by Transportation Committee authorizing the mayor or designee to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with the Metropolitan Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority on behalf of the Atlanta Department of Transportation for the purpose of reimbursing MARTA for resurfacing the general purpose lanes of Hank Aaron Drive as part of the MARTA Rapid Summerhill BRT project in Fulton County, Georgia, an amount not to exceed $6,304,312.00, authorizing the chief procurement officer to issue purchase orders under the MARTA agreement and for other purposes. Item number 8, 2050-1192, an ordinance by Transportation Committee authorizing the mayor or his designee to waive the competitive source election provisions contained in Section 2-1187 of Article 10 of the Procurement and Real Estate Code of the City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances, as well as any other conflicting code provisions to execute Amendment Number 2 to Cooperative Agreement number listed herein, utilizing the Sourthworld contract number listed herein with United Rentals North America Incorporated for the purpose of adding funding to rent medium and heavy-duty equipment on behalf of the Atlanta Department of Transportation, amount not to exceed $570,000.00. All contract work we charge to and pay from the fund department, organization, and account number listed herein and for other purposes. Item number 9, 2050-1193, an ordinance by Transportation Committee authorizing the mayor as needed on behalf of the City of Atlanta to execute all documents necessary for the acquisition of certain property interests necessary for the Metropolitan Parkway Georgia 3 US 41 sidewalk installation, authorizing negotiation with property owners for the acquisition of such property interests, authorizing title searches, appraisals, surveys, and any other items necessary for the acquisition of such property interests, authorizing the mayor and the city attorney in the event of negotiations are unsuccessful to institute condemnation proceedings pursuant to OCGA 32-3-1, waiving certain subsections of Section 2-1541 and 2-1545 of the City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances. On behalf of the Atlanta Department of Transportation, all contract work and payments for property interest to be paid from account numbers listed herein and for the purposes. Item number 10, 2050-1194, an ordinance by Transportation Committee to accept awarded federal and state funding in amount not to exceed $1 million for the 15th Street Extension Project to amend the fiscal year 2025 intergovernmental grant fund budget to reflect such accepted funds, to execute any documents necessary for acceptance, anticipation, appropriation, and implementation of such funds and for the purposes.
It takes us to our regular agenda.
Item number 11, 2050-1146, an ordinance by Transportation Committee authorizing the mayor or his designee on behalf of the City of Atlanta to enter into an airport use and lease agreement with Keyline Air Corporation doing business as Denver Air Connection at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport for an initial term retroactively effective December 1st, 2024, with the option to renew for successive terms of 5 years through no later than June 30th, 2036, and for other purposes.
Second. Motion has been made and second. Please open the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. This item is favorable.
Next item.
Mr. Chair, item number 12 requires a substitute. Substitute changes the vendor from Global Travel Investments Limited to Experto Consultants LLC. May we have a motion to bring forth the substitute?
Second.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. The substitute before you. Item number 12, 25-01154. An ordinance by Councilmember Byron D. Amos as substituted by Transportation Committee. An ordinance waiving Article 10, Division 4 of the Procurement and Real Estate Code of the City of Atlanta, Georgia Code of Ordinances to authorize the mayor as designee on behalf of the City of Atlanta to execute a contract with Experto Consultants LLC to enable Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport to serve as the host of the Air Service World Congress 2025, an amount not to exceed $515,000.00 to be paid for conference-related costs. All contract work to be charged to and paid from accounts listed herein and for other purposes.
Motion to approve. Motion has been made and second. Please open the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. This item is favorable on substitute.
Thank you. Next item.
Item number 13, 25-01167, an ordinance by Councilmember Jason Dozier requesting the mayor or his designee to install no parking signs to restrict parking on both sides of Ogden Street Southwest from Atlanta Student Movement Boulevard to its dead end to waive City Code Section 150-92 of the Atlanta City Code of Ordinances and for other purposes. Mr. Chair, this item requires a substitute. The substitute makes revisions throughout the legislation that adds additional language in the Section 1 and Section 2 of the legislation.
Motion has been made and second.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. The substitute is before you.
Second. Motion has been made and second. Please open the vote.
One moment. The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. This item is favorable on substitute.
Thank you. That brings us to our resolutions.
Item number 14, 25-R3282, resolution by Councilmember Byron D. Amos authorizing the mayor as designee to execute a reimbursement agreement for contract number listed herein, Game Lounge at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport with Sky Gamers Atlanta Joint Venture on behalf of the Department of Aviation for costs associated with the relocation and design of leased premises in the amount not to exceed $863,058.55. All funds to be charged to and paid from accounts listed herein and for other purposes.
Second. Motion has been made and second. Please open the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. This item is favorable.
Thank you.
Item number 15, 25-R3285, a resolution by Councilmember Amir R. Faroki requesting the mayor or designee to install an all-way stop at the intersection of 9th Street Northeast and Taft Avenue Northeast and for other purposes. Mr. Chair, this item will need to be amended for minor revisions in the legislation.
Second.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. This item has been amended.
Second.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. This item is favorable as amended.
Thank you. Next item.
Item number 16, 25-R3319, A resolution by Transportation Committee supplementing funds under contract number listed herein, AATC Business and Technical Consulting Services with Atlanta Airlines Terminal Company, an amount not to exceed $933,944.00 for the fiscal year 2025, all contracted work to be charged to and paid from the account numbers listed herein and for other purposes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Please open the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. This item is favorable. Item number 1725R3320, a resolution by Transportation Committee authorizing the mayor as needed to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with the State of Georgia Department of Transportation on behalf of the Atlanta Department of Transportation for the purpose of the Georgia Department of Transportation leading and providing project management support for the design build effort of the I-75, I-85 capping study, the Stitch Project 1 structure. All contracted work will be charged to and paid from the fund department organization and account number listed herein and for other purposes.
Motion has been made and second. Please open the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. This item is favorable. Item number 1825R3321, a resolution by Transportation Committee authorizing the mayor or his designee to exercise renewal option number 2 for project number listed herein, architectural and engineering design service contracts listed herein on behalf of the Department of Aviation as Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport for a term of 2 years effective June 26, 2025 through June 25, 2027 on a task order basis and for other purposes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Please open the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. This item is favorable. Item number 1925R3322, a resolution by Transportation Committee authorizing the mayor or his designee to exercise the second renewal option for sole source agreement contract number listed herein, automatic dependent surveillance vehicle movement area transponders with Passer Aerospace Incorporated at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport on behalf of the Department of Aviation, an amount not to exceed $139,880.00. All services will be charged to and paid from the fund account number listed herein and for other purposes.
Second.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. This item is favorable. Item number 2025R3323, a resolution by Transportation Committee authorizing the mayor or his designee to consent to an assignment of concessions lease agreement, contract number listed herein, food and beverage package 2F1, Concourse B with Delaware North Companies Travel Hospitality Services Incorporated to DNC ATL Hospitality LLC and for other purposes.
Motion to approve. Motion been made and second. Please open the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. This item is favorable. Mr. Chair, we have one item coming off held on item number 27 on page 11. Might sound a caption.
Yes, sir.
Item number 2724O1498. An ordinance by Transportation Committee authorizing the Chief Financial Officer on behalf of the Atlanta Department of Transportation to pay an outstanding invoice to Precision 2000 Incorporated for contract number listed herein, State Route 260, Glenwood Avenue, US 23, State Route 42, Moreland Avenue Intersection Improvement Project, an amount not to exceed $582,332.82. All invoices to be charged to and paid from the fund department organization and account number listed herein and for other purposes.
Motion to approve. Motion been made and second. Please open the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays. Item is favorable. Mr. Chair, that concludes our Transportation Committee agenda for this morning.
There's no comments. Yes, Councilmember Dozier.
Just a quick comment. Want to remind folks that next Tuesday, inviting the members of the general public and colleagues and others to join us at Pittsburgh Yards at 5 o'clock, where we'll be finally launching Atlanta Local Legacy, which is the name of our legacy business program in partnership with Invest Atlanta. If you have businesses in your community that are 30 years or older, please make sure they know about the event and know about the program that's going to be coming to the city, and hope to see y'all next Tuesday.
Thank you, sir. Any other?
Yes, one.
Got one more? Vice Chair?
I'd like to invite everyone to come with us tomorrow as we rename Central Avenue for Shirley Clark Franklin Boulevard, and we are also renaming West Side Park for Shirley Clark Franklin tomorrow. We start here at 11 a.m. and we'll be over at the West Side Park at 1:30. So please join us so we can celebrate our very first female mayor for the city of Atlanta. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just got to say, mark your calendars. The only way to have a faster meeting is not to have one at all. Y'all have a good one.